This is Kyle Gass of Tenacious D. You're listening to Without Your Head.
Welcome to the Station of Decapitation, Without Your Head. I am Nasty Neil, and I'm joined by actor, comedian Jamie Kennedy of Tremors 5, which is out right now on DVD and Blu-ray.
Yeah, man, today. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Yeah. So, Tremors 5, so obviously it's already established franchise. Do you approach that any differently?
No, I just read the script and I gauge the character and I don't think of it as sequel or not. I mean, you have to be true to the rules of the world and stuff, but pretty much I just look at it as, just another, script.
Yeah. Now, were you familiar with the previous Tremors movies?
The first one, yes. I saw the first one, and I didn't see any other ones. I apologize. But I didn't want to really think about them, and I wanted this to be our own movie and our own take on it. I didn't want to be doing a movie that was like, another movie. I wanted to make our own version.
Yeah. How much input did you have in the facial hair? Because I dig the sideburns in the movie.
The director, that was all Don Michael Paul. He liked it. He wanted me to be a little bit more wild. He's like, yeah, let's try this. And then we started carving out facial hair. I had a beard, and then he sat with the makeup girl, and then they kind of came to us, and I was like, I like it. So I had a little bit, but it was their idea.
Mm-hmm. Does that add to the character at all when you see how they sculpt your facial hair or how you look for the movie?
Yeah. Because, the way Travis is, he's like this kind of wild motorcycle tech guy doing his thing. And, he kind of had a hair, wild hair, if you will. So I looked pretty cool in the movie, so that kind of affected my attitude of being a little wild. You know what I mean? Yeah. That look definitely was not conservative.
Mm-hmm. Did you keep it?
I kept it after the movie for a little bit, but then I went away.
You talk about being wild, and the movie opens, a big motorcycle scene. I assume that was you on the motorcycle, doing all your own stuff.
Yeah, that was me, dude. Doing all the flips. I did everything but the flip.
Oh, it's it's a movie. What's it like handling all the big guns in the film?
Dude, you know what? That makes me, so scared of guns. I mean, the gun was so heavy when I'm shooting this gun off the back of a truck. It's insane. They're real, dude. And they shoot blanks and stuff, but they're so heavy. And so I felt like I had such, newfound understanding and respect for soldiers or anyone who's just out in the field carrying these things. They're going to war or whatever, and I just thought, man, I'm glad I don't have to hold these things. But they were really big and heavy and intimidating.
Yeah. Had you ever used them in any of previous movies, guns to that size?
Yeah, not that big. That was the biggest gun. When I'm on the back of the truck, that was the biggest gun I ever grabbed.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I used M16s and 3 Kings and pistol and Enemy of the State. I think I never did guns like this. But we had a lot of training with them.
Mm-hmm. How long does that take? Training just to use the guns.
You go out and you have 2 sessions, and they're 2 hours each. You just fire a different type of gun. You learn the safety of the gun, how you don't even really load it. They do everything for you, but you just how to hold it, where when not to point it. You just put a lot of stuff in earplugs, and basically they do everything, and you just have to know how to hold it, when to pull the trigger, when to put it down, stuff like that. But they want you to look somewhat authentic with it.
Right. So you just don't fall over while you're filming the movie.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that one was so big. We're talking about the big one, I hope, on the truck.
Yeah.
So it needed I guess with a turret or whatever, a thing to hold it. So that was beyond anything I'd ever held gun-wise. Had a big gun.
Yeah. Overall, how physically demanding was the shoot? Because you're doing a lot of stuff.
I would say it was the most physically demanding shoot I've ever done. Like, I've done a lot of different things, but like this by far was the most action. Like the motorcycle I rode up until, the hard stunts, but I had to ride it. Guns I shot. I went underwater scene, which is on the DVD extras we cut out. There's a bridge scene, like it drugged and pulled up a bridge. That was me. Running just all through the African rocks was really hard. Working with the animals was intense because they were just like kind of unpredictable. It was always hot. I mean, the hardest thing with this movie was just the physical action of it. It was just jam-packed, but it was awesome. Like, I lost a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good. Now, you mentioned the underwater scenes, and I saw those on the Blu-ray. And first of all, how hard was it to do underwater scenes? And then, they end up being cut out of the movie. Does that make you mad at all?
No. Well, we did two shoot sequences. There's a whole bridge scene that I think the hardcore Tremor fans are going to love. It's huge, but, we had to cut it out for time. And the underwater scene was really, that was just like trial by fire, bro. There's all these guys that do every big movie. They're called the Frog Squad. I think they just came off Avengers, I want to say.
Oh, wow.
I think they did. And they just put you in and they throw you in there and you do a half a day of training. So that was another training where you go scuba and you get slowly used to it. And then they push you down in the 15 feet of water, and they take this thing out and they put it in your mouth. You just got to get used to breathing with it, blah, blah, blah. And then they film, and then they boom, and then if you get nervous, they pull you up. But that's by far the most difficult thing, I think, on the movie to me. But then you get used to it because you basically are scared that you can't breathe. You're going to suck in all this water and you're going to freak out.
Yeah. Now, was it cold or was it hot there? So you guys filmed in South Africa. Or did you film the? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, the water though. Was that filmed there as well, or was that filmed somewhere else?
That was in Africa too. The water was kind of cold.
Yeah. Had you ever been to South Africa before?
Yeah, I was there before a few years ago doing comedy shows.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So, when you're there, not even just on the shoot, but what's it like to eat there, and to be staying in South Africa?
Well, I mean, we lived like on a safari, so we were on some like ranch house, and I had all this fruit, right? And I left my windows open because I lived kind of like almost like you live in a hotel, but it's like surrounded by trees. It's almost like being in a tree house, right? Mm-hmm. And every day I would like wake up and I would notice like, man, I didn't eat this many apples. Like, where'd my apples go? But one day I woke up early and I saw that monkeys was in my living room and they were taking my apples. And so every morning, like around 7 o'clock, like 3 monkeys would come in and they know you're asleep. They're so smart. They took apple, they took oranges, they took my banana. And so I had to like hide my fruit from these monkeys. I filmed it. I filmed them doing it. So that was like, being one with nature was pretty, got used to it. Like tons of mosquitoes. Mm-hmm. I got bit all the time. Then I got worried about malaria, but that wasn't this part of Africa. And then you'd be outside, you'd see like a baby elephant walk by, and just getting used to that was pretty intense. But then we got used to it.
Yeah. You said you filmed that. Is that going to be up like up online somewhere?
I'd like to. I have it on my person, in my phone. I should send it. I should put it up. Yeah. I definitely filmed them taking my fruit for sure.
Now, was it like working with Michael Gross? Did you guys have instant chemistry?
Well, I think Michael's chemistry and my chemistry works because we're very different. You know, I mean, he's a very put together, kind of studied man, and I'm kind of like, all over the place. And that's kind of our characters. It's kind of like typecasting. So, Michael met me, and he's like, well, what do I do with this guy? He's like, nuts. And I met him. I'm like, come on, relax, buddy. So that's kind of how it happened. But, we got along nicely. we're just different. So it's like opposites attract. I appreciate his sides of, he's really professional and he knows what he wants. And also, this is his franchise, I'm just visiting, so I'm lucky to be a part of it.
I don't want to spoil anything, but is there a chance we'll see more of Travis in the future?
I mean, you tell me. You saw. I think there's a good chance that more adventures could happen, right?
Exactly. I actually was looking forward to that, and I think
I would think that there's definitely more monsters to hunt.
Exactly, which I think makes the movie more topical even now than the before, because there's so many shows out there like that, and then it's kind of you can kind of have a parody of them. All the monster hunters and all the survivalist shows that are on TV right now.
Yeah, I think we could definitely get more juice out of this lemon. There's definitely scripted there. I mean, obviously Tremors is what you like, but I mean, you could add Tremors and then add another little monster, in the same vicinity. Like somebody was telling me, why not they fight something in the snow or fight something, in the water? There's a lot of ways you can go.
Yeah. Well, you said people like the Tremors, but I think a big part of the franchise is Michael Gross's character himself.
Oh yeah, dude, people go nuts for him. Like the minute he posts something on Facebook, he gets so many hits, or like just walking with him, like people scream out, "Come here, come here!" Like even like Paris, people like scream "Gum" or something. He's definitely known. They love him for this.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you do a lot of ad-libbing in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, you can tell the scenes where I ad-libbed and the scenes where I didn't. I mean, there's certain scenes where I definitely got to make up some of my own stuff, but there's other scenes that were written. But I like the scene on the rocks. That one really worked. It was kind of like us, like bonding, but also, it felt real.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Is that kind of encouraged, when they bring in, a stand-up comedian? Or not?
Not really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends. It depends on what kind of... I mean, there's certain people that are comedians that, they don't improv that much at all, I mean? So there's certain actors in improv all the time that aren't comedians. So it just depends. But this movie, I think it had the room, like we had the structure of the movie and we'd shoot it the way it was written. And then I would say, maybe I could try this. And then they would let me. They're pretty good about letting me try stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like...
Were you attracted more to the action stuff in the movie, or the comedy, or what was it about the movie that made you want to do it, or maybe just the money? I don't know.
I liked it. Well, I mean, it's a really known franchise, and it's kind of like this cult franchise. And I thought, they were like Tremors, Bloodline, and I think it could be reinvigorated, and like. All great things come around again, like they remake Halloween, they remake Nightmare, they remake, Texas Chainsaw. I think there's something in Tremors. It's a horror comedy. It's not really horror now. It's more like action monster comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And it attracted me to that. And I think if it catches on and the fans like it, I think the movie will be better than what people expect, because it's not going theatrical. It's like, oh, it's VOD or whatever, but it's a lot more than that. We put a lot of time into it, and I think that if it catches on, maybe it'll be a new fan base invigorated, and I think there's a lot of meat left on the bone, and it could be a fun franchise to work on for a while.
Yeah, I really had a lot of fun watching it. Yeah, I just want to ask you quick, are you more of a grab boy? I enjoyed it a lot.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's all right. No, I was just going to ask you if you were more of a graboid or an ass blaster man.
I definitely am. I tend to go towards the ass blasters.
Yeah. But no,
do you think the fans will like it? Do you think the Tremors fans hopefully will be? I hope they will like it.
I think so, because it's very much like from all of them have a fun factor, but from 3 and on, there's a lot of emphasis on Burt Gummer's character, and I think it really plays along with that. And I really had a lot of fun watching it. And the monsters are cool, so it all totally worked for me. Wes Craven obviously passed away not too long ago, and if you had a story or memory of Wes,
there's I remember we were shooting Scream, and I had just come off Romeo and Juliet, which was my first movie, and then I got Scream, and Romeo and Juliet was like 12, 15-hour days, and it was in the middle of Mexico. It was a wild, crazy shoot. And I'm shooting Scream, and we would like start at like 9, and we'd be done at like 6. And I'm like, what's going on? How come there's no like windstorms or, craziness? And, like, why is it so calm? And Wes was like, just because you're making a horror movie doesn't mean it has to be horrific. I just thought, that's nuts. And it was such a peaceful experience making it. The last 2 weeks were crazy because we shot the death scene and the murder, and that was crazy. But I just remember thinking, this is too calm. I can't believe it. And then the movie was so wild. So he was always a great man about, he did his work, and then when he was done, he went home and he had a nice bottle of wine, and he showed us another side of life. He's a cultured man, and I miss him very much. And without him, I wouldn't be talking to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for talking to me, and everyone check out Tremors 5. It's out right now, so go get it.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
Hey, this is Kevin Pollak, and you're listening to WithoutYourHead.com, but I guess you knew that, didn't you? Unless, of course, you lost your head.